Okay, so the purposes of our video today, I want to talk about the hip area as it relates to our skiing, our stance, our balance, our posture, our stacking. This video is more for the advanced skier. If you're more of a beginner, intermediate, and you're real ambitious, then please follow along, of course. Okay, so I feel it's the hip area that might be the least understood in our skiing, but it's our hips where we can access our greatest range of motion for our tipping and for our rotary in skiing, okay? We have a tendency when we ski to maybe find a defensive posture. That posture locks us up. Our pelvis is not stacked on top of our femurs, and we lose our ability to tip. When we're back here, bang, it's harder to tip. Also with our hips, if we get twisty, and if we find our edging through twisting of our hips, we lose our stacking, we lose our power. Yes, yes, we can edge this way, but it's not effective edging. Let's go about it differently. Okay, so for the purposes of this exercise, one is to focus on our hips, raising our inside hip, walking backwards up the stairs. Okay, you see that? My hips are level. Raise the inside hip, touch back, walk backwards up the stairs. Okay. Now when we do that, raise the inside hip, touch back. Now through our femurs, let's tip for some edge. Let's create some angles, and my hips are level. Because I've had good tension in the midsection through level hips, I'm able to access my femurs. I'm not twisty. I'm not squatty. My outside hip is long. My hips are square to my skis. I can power through the turn. My inside knee, my inside hip are slightly forward. My hips are level. Okay, one more time. Lift the inside hip. Touch back. Create the edge with your femurs. Move into the turn, create some angles, and our hips are level. Let's do that with some ski poles now. Alrighty, so I've got my poles opposite one another here. I'm going to put my poles right on my hips and on my butt. But the poles are not on my waist. They're right down there on my butt, okay? So, it gives me a really good cue when I raise that inside hip, okay? So let's raise the inside hip, touch back to the back stair, through our femurs that are not inhibited. Our pelvis is right over our femurs, nice and stacked. Let's tip those femurs. The poles are a little in the way for this exercise, but you can notice how our poles maintain level. When we ski, raise the inside hip, develop some edge. And this is our cue for maintaining level through the turn. Let's take this skiing.